Well, hello there everyone and welcome back to Foundry. So we've got a big episode this episode. We have finally unlocked the fracking tower and also the blast furnace. So for the fracking tower, first of all, we are going to need the fracking liquid, which takes air, polymer gas and water. Now for air, we did have to research the blast furnace because the modular building for the air intake base is actually linked to the blast furnace research, which is kind of odd considering the fracking tower comes first, but that is a problem that they are sorting out, ready for the next update. So we're going to make some air intake bases, and then we need some chemical processors as well for the fracking liquid. So I have expanded our factory, got a nice big platform there, that should be plenty, and I also have 20 chemical processors. Now I'm not sure if 20 will be enough. I haven't actually looked at what the intake yet for the fracking tower is, but hopefully it will be. So let's go ahead and just double check everything we need. So for our air intake base, I'm not sure what the volume of the air intake base is. I'm not sure how many we're going to need, but basically we're going to need some steel beams, plates, advanced machinery parts and circuit boards. So we'll grab a few stacks of all of those. We'll take 6 stacks. I think that should be enough. That will allow us to have 3 of the air intake bases if we need them. So let's go ahead and grab some steel beams. We'll grab a few of those and also our circuit boards. Okay, so that should be pretty much all we need for the moment. Let's go ahead and we will get everything sort of planned out and built to where we want it. So I think first of all, what we need to do is we need to get our modular buildings done. So first of all, let's just craft one of these air intake bases, and then we can see what the output is, because we need 30 per chemical processor. So for all 20, we need about 600 per minute. So we will see what the output is for this one. So let's go ahead and get this built. It's not as big as I was expecting, to be honest, which is pretty good. But we'll go for over here. I think we'll leave a 3x3 outside parameter for that, and there we go. We have our air intake placed down. So now we can go ahead and get to our modular building board and we can see how this all works. So let's see what we have. So attach a tower basically gives us a speed of 100%. Okay, so what other options have we got over here? So we want a utility panel this way. Not sure what the utility panel is, and that's a vent as well. Okay, so I think we want the vents at the back. That's the speed increase per optimal vent is 100%. Okay, so let's have a look and just double check the orientation of this. So we kind of want to stand in front of it, and now we can actually see what orientation we are. So that is the front. So what we want to do is we'll probably add another tower onto there, and then what we can do is have a couple of vents at the back and possibly to our right hand side, and then we can have our utility panels. So we can only have one utility panel. Okay, so let's remove this. We'll put the utility panel down here and we will just load it up full of vents. That will definitely end up producing some decent airflow. So 600% speed, so let's go for it and we'll wait for that to be constructed. As you can see, our construction material is on its way now, so we shouldn't be long before this all gets constructed. So let's plan where we're going to have our chemical processors. So let's go ahead and we'll place some of these chemical processors down. I'm not actually sure the best way to do this, but we're going to go ahead and just play by ear anyway. So for one there, I think we should just link 10 along the line here if we can. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We might not be able to fit 10 all the way along here. So we've got 5 there at the moment, and then we want some more over this way. I think, to be honest with you, we're going to struggle to do it the way I wanted to do it. So I kind of want to leave this space here for our pipes to come down this way and then can kind of split across. So what we will do, I don't think I'll do all 20. I think what I'll do is I'll just do 12 altogether. So we're going to have 3 this side and we're going to have 3 the other side as well. So yeah, the panel is on the input, so that's the correct orientation that we want. So we're going to have them there and we should be good like that. So yeah, that gives us an opportunity to do some orientation, some guesswork over here for our pipes. So I need to work out what the gas is, but I think that's pretty obvious, is this one right here. So first of all, what we are going to do is go ahead and get our gas set up along this orientation. Actually, what I better do is I better turn these pipes around. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, so we'll bring the pipe up to here, I think will be the best idea, and then we can kind of play around as and when we need to. So we do have this over here. Now we just need to provide power to it. So we haven't got any of the wall mount. So let's go ahead and get a few of those. 40 should be fine. I'll probably also need some cables as well. And let's start with placing one of these wall attachments just here. I think that should start us off, and then we can just bring the cables over to here. A bit of plantation in the way. Okay, so that's got rid of you. Some of you probably may realize I don't use my hotbar very often, and that's because the more I progress, the more I need to change it around. And to be honest, it gets a little bit frustrating to keep changing it around. So I kind of just leave it as it is for most of the time. Everyone has their own way of playing things. So we can go ahead and see if we can bring this to here. We're going to put a small power pole just here, just to make it look a little bit better. And there we go. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Disabled. Okay, so utilization 0, power usage. Oh, so we've got 162,000 liters a minute. So I think that's absolutely plenty of air. I think, to be honest, that's probably a bit overkill, but guess what? We've already built it now, so I think that's pretty good to go. Ideally, we should have kind of done it this way around. Let's see, because we haven't actually tried this before. Let's see if we can change this around slightly. So want our utility panel this way, our vent that way. Rubble to remove construction materials while it is enabled. So we need to disable it first. Oh yes. Okay, so we will try again, and hopefully this time it will work. The utility panel, vent, and start construction. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long now. Let's go ahead and configure these just so we remember to do so. And so we've got air, gas, and water there, so that should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and just copy and paste all of these settings to these machines. Okay, I think what the best thing to possibly do is, as air is on this side, what I might do is move one row out slightly so we can have an equal number of pipes. Yeah, I think I might do that. Let's delete these like that, and then we're going to move them back ever so slightly. So there we go. Okay, that should make it a little bit easier now to figure out the way we want things. So I think what we should do is do the air first. So for the air, we're going to need some pipelines, and we're also going to need a pipe adapter as well. So we'll just do 6 of those, I think, to start. Okay, so what we want to do is we kind of want to see if we can orientate this the correct way, and then we in theory want to do it like that. Don't really know how we connect these together, so it just works the same as pipes, which is good to know. And now we can do a pipe adapter on this one, which will shrink it down to a single pipe. Perfect. Okay, so let's have a look and see where we are. Oh, we're actually about level, which works out pretty nicely, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead, and we're just going to drag a pipe all the way down the bottom here, and then we can kind of figure it all out as we go. And these ones are all completely the wrong orientation again. Okay, hopefully that is all correct. So we've got air this side, and we have also air over this side. So we need the T-piece there, and we're going to need the T-piece there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get all this air set up, and then we'll cut back to where all the pipeline done for the air, and we can move on to the gas and the water. Okay, that's all the air sorted out, and I've also just put the elbows in place for the water and the gas. So I've decided to go one above and one below. So the water is currently below, which works out quite nicely, because what I might do is just take a direct water feed from here. We'll probably just go from that straight up and across. Let's see if we can be cheeky. I've never tried to do this, so I don't know if it will work. Yeah, that's perfect actually. So what we can do is we can get a pipe intake. So we need one of those. And to be honest with you, we're probably going to need some more pipes because we are running a little bit low. Make sure that's the correct orientation. That should be in the water quite nicely there. And then we can go ahead and we can get our pipes. So we're going to go straight up with this one, all the way up this way. We will get rid of this just there and put our pipe back in. Okay, so we need to be kind of one below eventually. Let's see if we can get away with going like this. No, so we're gonna have to go along here, then we should be able to go up and then across like that, and then we should be able to go all the way along. Yeah, that should work out quite nicely. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect this water back up. Now we're gonna need the corner space here. There we go, and we can get rid of this one. Now we can go ahead and we can get everything all in place. So let's go ahead and get all of this plumbed up. So we need one there, and we're also going to need another one over here. That's the only thing I don't like, is it's a little bit awkward to try and get all of these in place. I do find it easier to just go ahead and drag a pipeline all the way along and then kind of delete the parts I need. Okay, so corner piece just there and connect that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get our water supply all connected, and then we should be on the final one of gas, and then we should have fracking liquid as well. Okay, there we are, all done. Okay, I'm quite happy with how this looks. We've got our water supply and our gas supply. Now we just need our hot air supply. Let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on and we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, we've got air, that's cool, and we have fracking liquid producing, so that's pretty cool. I think now might be an idea for another modular building. Maybe we'll go for another storage tank just like that one over there. Maybe that might be the way forward. If we expand out here a little bit, we'll build a great big storage tower modular building for the fracking liquid, but we've got 100 liters per minute times by 12, so that's 1200 a minute, which might be enough. It might not be enough. We will soon find out when we get our fracking tower built. So the fracking tower I'm going to do over the Technum ore miner. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a modular storage tank base built. I think that might be the way to go, and then we just need to grab some resources, more steel beams and stuff for the fracking tower. How much room have we got over here? So 25 by 25. Make a bit of a storage area, and then we'll go ahead and get our modular storage tank built. So let's go ahead and grab some building blocks. We needed some more steel beams. Let's go ahead and grab a few more of those. Perfect. Okay, let's go and expand, and we'll head over to the Technum vein miner. The reason why is because I had to set up a little temporary smelting area over here. Let's just say I was kind of running low on Technum, and then I managed to sort the problem out because even that wasn't sustainable. Now I've kind of got a massive overflow, but that's not a bad thing. But basically I put some more miners and some more transport cargo ships over there for the Technum ore vein. Maybe it's worth doing the fracking tower over at the Ignium ore mine, because we're probably going to need a lot of it for the blast furnace, and it is quite far away. I don't really want to go too far. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for the Ignium, because that's going to be our power source, and let's face it, we don't want to run out of power. So yeah, once we've got a modular storage tank built, I think Ignium is probably going to be the way to go. So let's go ahead and figure out the best way to do this. I don't really want to put it over here, and I don't want to put it over here, just in case we need to expand this production for a safest area for. So what I might do is, yeah, definitely go ahead and put it up the back over here. I think let's go ahead and we'll go to that half there, that half there. That equals 30. Perfect. We'll do a 30 by 30 area. That will give us a little bit of room, and then we can go ahead and get our modular storage tank down. So we're going to put this kind of in the middle, but kind of not in the middle. I think there should be pretty good. Okay, so let's get this modular storage tank built. We want as tall as possible. That's all we want, as tall as possible. So that's the maximum amount, and there's the top, and we've got 600,000 liters of storage capacity. Hopefully that should be enough. I'm pretty sure it will be. And now all we need to do is figure out how we are plumbing all of this in. So we could go directly to ground, or we could go up. I think we should go up and go above and then straight into here. I think is going to be the best option. So let's go ahead and get all of our pipes all sorted, and there we go. In a very short period of time, our storage tank is built. our fracking liquid is inputting. And yeah, we've got quite a bit already. So we're doing pretty well. Okay, so with that all sorted, we have the fracking tower built, and we also have a air intake base, a blast furnace base, and her air stove ready. So by the looks of it, yeah, we are definitely running low on ignium. As you can see, there's nothing seems to be appearing over here. So I think we definitely need to go over to the ignium ore mine and sort that little problem out, because that means our power is probably going to run out soon, unless I haven't set it up right. I'm not exactly sure. Probably we need more, but let's head over to the ignium. We will go ahead and get the fracking tower built, and then we're just going to lead a whole load of pipe work to go from all the way over there to over here. Now I really do hope that the devs do speed up the process of trying to sort out transporting liquid, because I think that's definitely something we all need. So we'll head over to the ignium and we'll see what's going on over there. Been a while since I've been over here. Okay, so that's not a good sign. Yeah, all of our transport ships are currently just sitting here not doing a lot, which can only mean one thing. We have run out of ignium, so we better go ahead and get this fracking tower done so we can make this resource infinite, because it looks like we definitely need it. So let's go ahead and we'll get the fracking tower built. We'll get it all set up, see if we can get it placed down. Okay, perfect. So let's open up our modular building planner, and we're going to go ahead and get this done. So we have a power connection and we have a pipe connection over here for our fracking liquid, and towers. We're just going to attach as many towers as we can. I think we're going to need quite a lot of fracking liquid. So at the moment we've only got 1200 and we're a few towers up, and it's requiring 22,500 liters a minute. So I think we kind of just need to reduce this to 75,000 liters a minute. Yeah, I think we'll just see how this goes for the moment. We'll just start small, and if we need to, we'll go massive. We'll figure it out as we go along, I think. So in fact, what I might do is, while this is building and getting constructed, I might actually go and set up some more chemical processors to make sure we've got enough of the fracking liquid. So before we do that, what I'm going to do is stop the construction on this, and we're going to maximize it. We are just going to maximize it so I can see how much of the fracking liquid we're actually going to need. So we need 37,500 liters per minute, and at the moment we've got, say, 3 or 4 ore veins. So to be on the safe side, we're going to need about 200,000 liters a minute, which, if my calculations are right, if one of the chemical processes is 100, we're going to need quite a few of them, shall we say. That's if my calculations are right. I'm not sure if they actually are right. Actually, I think I am getting that wrong. So it's made in the chemical processor every 5 seconds. We are getting 100 liters, which means we're getting about 3,000 liters per minute per chemical processor. So if we have 12, we are getting 36,000 liters a minute. Now that seems a little bit better. So 36,000 liters per minute with what we've got. So yeah, with our 12 chemical processors, we can just under a full fracking tower. So we're going to need, I say 14 to be on the safe side, just to make sure we've got a surplus. So we need 14 per fracking tower, basically. So we should have enough to do this one, but I will get some more, I think, built and ready for production. I think it's going to be the safest thing to do. We are going to need to increase our power production over here. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure we've got a large, no, we haven't. Okay, so I thought we had a large transformer over here, but we haven't. So we'll go ahead and place that down. We have got some big solar panels as well. We've got some large solar panels, so we can always put them down if we need to. We'll go ahead and get this hooked up, and we'll just see what kind of power output we need. So yeah, we're going to need some solar power panels, I think. Let's see, where can we put these? And we will just expand this a little bit, I think. And I think 5 large solar panels should be pretty good. 5 of these should be enough for now, and we will just link these up. There we go. Okay, let's see what our power production is like now. Yeah, I think we should be pretty good to go. So that is good. And then we just need to transfer the power over to here. I need to work out what way it is. I'm pretty sure it's over here, which is pretty good. A little bit awkward for our pipe work, which is going to be coming from way over there. But before we leave, let's just pop this down. So yeah, that should be fine. We should be able to reach that from there. Okay, so with the power of editing, this is going to be built in a 3, 2, 1. So there we are, all nice built. Okay, so first of all, let's get some power attached to this thing, and now all we need to do is connect the pipeline. Now, while I was waiting for this to be constructed, I've been busy. There is our great big pipeline. Now, it's not dead in the middle because it was hard to gauge where I actually put the fracking tower on my way back here, but it's somewhat near, shall we say. Now, I don't want a great big pipeline looking from here, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring this pipe all the way up, I think, and then we'll kind of meet up here somewhere with a pipe adapter. At least that's going to be my plan. So we're going to go ahead and bring this all the way up. Not sure what level it's going to be. I'm going to guess around about there. So where are we? We're at 215 height. 213. 2 off, weren't too bad. And then we'll go like an elbow just there, put that there, and then we will go ahead and get a pipe adapter, and then we'll just connect this with our pipeline. So let's go ahead and make this a right angle, and we will just bring this over to here. I think about there is going to be good. We'll bring it that. Oh, that wasn't a bad guess, was it? And now, in theory, our fracking tower should be good to go. I think we just got to access the panel. Oh yes, there it goes. So now we just need to find where the panel is, all the way over on this side, which is typical. Yeah, so we've got plenty. Absolutely plenty, I think. So let's go. We have, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused as to what's actually going on here. So why is my fracking tower having a little bit of a moment, shall we say? Is that what we've done? We've broke it. Insufficient supply of fracking liquid. So do we need a bigger supply? Do I maybe need some pumps? Maybe we need some pumps to cope with the amount we have. Bear with me. Let me try and figure this one out. So problem is solved. So you know how way back when we set up the pump jacks, I decided to use pumps and they weren't really doing a lot, to be honest. So basically I had to research the pipeline pumps, and I've had to do a lot of crafting, and basically now it looks a mess because I've got power poles all the way down, because I didn't really want to do solar panels and bases and transformers. So I just did power panels all the way along, distributing pumps at a certain length. Now the only thing that does annoy me about the pumps is it doesn't really tell you what the maximum length of efficiency is. It'd be nice if there was some sort of guide to basically show you where it starts diminishing its actual effectiveness. But yeah, I think our fracking liquid is a bit overkill, because at the moment we are doing 25 out of 37,000 liters per minute, and it's not diminishing at all. I did do a little storage tank over here as well, and that seems to be filling up quicker than it's being used. We're actually in the surplus, so that's pretty good. So hopefully any minute now we should see some ignium ore coming up. These ones are pretty full, which is good, and these ones are over here. So I'm not exactly sure where these ones are going. I can't remember off the top of my head. They are going to power. Okay, so power seems pretty good. This one over here I think is our steel production, so we probably do want some more ignium going over to our power, because this one seems like it's pretty much all stocked up. So I probably need to add a couple of miners down here somewhere. That's slowly filling up. The other one's just taken off. So yeah, that one's slowly filling up. He should be okay, I think. So while we figure out what we're doing next, I think we should go ahead and bump up some research. Let's pick the one with the least amount, or leave these two for after, I think. Research the cement from the slag processing. Now I'm guessing next we want to look at the blast furnace. So let's have a look and see what we can actually utilize the blast furnace 4. I think at the moment it's probably only the tier 3 xenoferrite plates and xenoferrite technum rods, sorry, the tier 3. So I suppose we could go ahead and look at that. Let's have a look at our xenoferrite ore vein as it's just here. We do use more VOT rods, so maybe it's worth heading over to the technum vein miner. We can set up a blast furnace over there and we'll see how it all works and see if we can figure it all out. Okay, so here we are. So I've made a nice big 50 by 50 grid, and although I have done a little bit of reading on the help guide of the blast furnace and how it all works, I'm more sort of a visual try it and see how it all works kind of guy. So we've built a temporary little platform. Once we figure out how it's all working, I'll probably convert all of this and do the same for the xenoferrite. But first of all, what we're going to need to do is make an air intake base and a hot air stove base and also the blast furnace. So let's just have a quick read and just refresh my brain a little bit. So first of all, we're going to need air intake, which we know anyway, and then the second building is the hot air stove, which is a heating tower, can be run on power or fuel items. So we're going to try and run it by power. So finally the blast furnace, which hot air coat ignium, which we'll probably have to set up some way of getting the coat ignium over here, which I believe the coat ignium comes from an advanced smelter, I believe. Coat ignium comes from the advanced smelter. We could probably do this ignium here from the ignium ore vein that we've just put the fracking tower on. We'll probably find another place to put some miners and then do an advanced smeltery to sort of factor it over there and then ship it over in this direction. But we're going to get everything built and just see how it all works, and then we'll just go from there. So hot air intake base, I think what we'll do is we'll pop this over here in the corner, and then what we can do is put the hot air stove over here. Let's pop that there for now. Let's open up our modular building planner and we'll see how this all works. We've got a tower here, HEV module, which is a power source. Let's spin it around a little bit, and then we've got a burner module, which is the power source if we're doing fuel. Okay, so we might want to rotate this round, I think. In fact, no, we'll leave that there. So let's go ahead and get our hot air. We'll probably put the utility panel over this side and we'll put the vents everywhere else, and we'll start that construction so that can be underway while we're doing the rest of it. So let's go ahead and do the towers. Looks like we've got pipe attachment inputs and outputs as well, and then we've got the top part. So we want the high voltage grid power source just there, and then we'll go ahead and do these towers. So we've got inputs over here and we have the output over this way. So yeah, we're going to want to rotate this round so the input is over here. Want the input over this side, output over that side, and then we're obviously going to want the blast furnace we can put over here. We can figure out that orientation as and when, but let's go ahead and get this done. So tower, I'm not sure how many towers we actually want. The speed 140%. Let's go ahead and we'll do just 2 levels I think at the moment. So we'll do inputs just there, and then we'll do the top part just here, and then we can go ahead and do our outputs over this side. Okay, so we can start this construction for that one. So that should be being constructed as well. Yep, our parts are coming over. So we want to orientate ourselves this way so we know where we are. So we're facing this sort of direction. So hot air blast we have here. We are going to have our inputs in this way. Okay, so hot air blast comes from this way, yes. So we want our inputs coming from here. We can have outputs, and then what we're going to do is add another tower. We'll just have one tower for now. We'll have the bottom hopper. I'm not exactly sure what the hopper is, but we can figure that out as on when. So we kind of want the inputs over on this side. Flare stack we have here, that's also an input. So where are our conveyor attachments? Oh no, because it is molten isn't it? So we're going to want our inputs this side, and we want our outputs over on this side, just like that. So I think, yeah, that's pretty much about how we want it. So let's go ahead and do that. We will wait for all of this to be built. I think probably have to get a few more solar panels down over here, depends on how our grid is doing. Grid status, I think we're doing pretty good actually. It wouldn't hurt. We have got some in our inventory. Let's just put them down to be on the safe side. So let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and remove these power cables. We'll have to go the opposite way round. There we go. Okay, they should all be linked up now, so that should give us a little bit more power. And then over here we have our hot air intake coming over here. Probably built this too close. I have a feeling we might have, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Okay, so admittedly, I made a little bit of progress and I forgot to actually press record. So over here at my ignium ore that we've got for our steel beams, I thought I'd utilize this space a little bit more. As we've got a very strong input of the ignium ore rubble, I thought I'd build some more crushers into storage over here, and then a separate belt over to these advanced smelters for the ignium coat. So I've got this far, and basically what the plan is going to be is to do a freight elevator up to the top. Now what we do need to do is do a start pad up here. I'm not sure if one is going to be enough. I'm hoping it is going to be enough, so we're just going to do one for now. So we'll pop that down there, and then we can do our freight elevator just here. So we'll go ahead and get that done. So we're going to go into free mode so we can kind of place it a little bit better around about here, and then we'll go for the top. That didn't quite work how I wanted it to work, so I want the top to be there, and then we can get rid of this one and we can put the bottom where we want it to be. So that's going to be there quite nicely. Okay, so that can carry on doing that, and now we just need to put our inputs to here. So that should be that quite well. I'm not sure if this does make a difference, but we're going to try it anyway. So I'm going to put a splitter in here to try and even this out. I'm not sure this is actually going to work the way I intend it to work, but what we're going to do is we're going to split these. So we're going to do 5 there, and we're going to split this across to over here, and then we're going to split this over here like this into this balancer. What we could do actually, let's just see if this will work. Extend this out a little bit so we can split this between all 4 and see if it actually makes a difference. I'm not sure it's actually going to, and that'll split that between all 4. Now what we can do is we can do outputs and inputs straight from here. We'll fill this up pretty quickly. So okay, there we go. So now all we need to do is put a landing pad. We need to come back and set where it wants to go, which is over to our Technum vein miner. Okay, so there's our platform already. So we're going to put our cargo ship target pad over here. I want to line this up about there, and then we want a big storage, so we'll go ahead and get one of those crafted, and what we want to do is put the storage around about there. So that's perfect. And then what we want to do is we want to go ahead and put inputs from there into there. This does seem a bit weird, but I'm just going to use the second lane loaders because we just happen to have more of them. So we're just going to be cheeky a little bit and use these ones. They're going to be our inputs, and then we're going to select our outputs from there. And what we're going to do is we're going to belt it all up so this is all done and ready, and then we will go ahead and get the rest of it all set up. I'll show you how it all looks if you haven't seen it already. So we'll just connect these up. Okay, so they should be ready. So now all we need to do is set the name for this, which will be for this Technum blast furnace. That seems good. And now we can head back to our landing location, get that set up, and start distributing it over here. Okay, so let's get this set up and ready. It's full of cargo, so that's good. And it was Technum blast furnace. So that should be en route to target. So perfect. Let's head back and we'll show you how it all looks and we'll get all the rest of it set up. So here we are, and this is how it all looks, just in time as our cargo ship has landed to provide our blast furnace with coked ignium. So let's go ahead and get all of this set up. So first of all, we need to connect this air intake up to here. This doesn't take too long to build, so what I might do is just move this along because it's not quite in the right space. First of all, let's just see. So we are possibly going to have to move this back, have to dismantle this building, and then we can go ahead and build it again. Okay, so I've redesigned the air intake module. I've put the utility module at the top, so hopefully now that should line up pretty perfectly with this right here. So we can just put a T-piece in here going sort of that way. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Hopefully now that should line up quite nicely with that when that's finished being built, and we should be able to just go straight into it from there, but we'll see. Once that's built, we will figure it out. So what I have done is done some pipes into a storage tank just so we can see how quickly it does produce. But lastly, what we need to do is connect these and then connect it all with power. Can't remember exactly where I put the high power. There we go. We put the high power grid over here. Let's go ahead and rotate this one to here. We will then rotate this one around to here. So we'll get a nice corner piece over here, and we'll go back to the straight and just link this up. Okay, so that's pretty good. So what we want to do is kind of follow the same principle, but we kind of want to go up like this and then kind of round this way. It might be a little bit easier if we just do it like this. So we want to go round and then we want to build it this way, roughly about there. Swing an elbow just here, and then yeah, that should work pretty perfectly. Okay, so we've got that all set up now. At least that's the blast furnace all set up. Let's just have a look. So start operating mode not set. So Technum, we want that set to there. So max input per minute 640, which is 2 belts worth. So I think we should be good with that. 320 of the coked ignium, and then we've got mineral rocks as well. Oh, okay. So I didn't realize that we're going to need a lot of technum ore, which we do have over here, so that's not too much of an issue. We've got the coked ignium going into there. We're going to need the belt input modules over here. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, so I've made a couple of modifications just to fix our mineral rock and our technum ore problem. So I've just placed down 5 crushers just down here for now. Obviously, once we've got this all figured out, all of this lot will disappear and we'll have to redo it all anyway. So this is just a temporary measure, and what we'll probably do is keep all of these modular buildings here, I think, and we'll just rearrange all of this lot as and when. But we've got our mineral rock flowing, we've got our coked ignium flowing in, and we've got our technum. So now our air intake set up quite nicely. That kind of fell into place as I wanted it. Now all we need to do is just provide it all with power. So let's go ahead and grab this. What's the betting? We haven't got any power lines. Yep, we haven't got any power lines. So let's go ahead and we'll do a few of those. We will go ahead and place one of these large power poles over here. That should give us a little bit of a start to connect to there, and then what we need to do is come over to here, and we should be able to connect to both of these via our large power line. So there we go, we have power to our air, and we should have power over to here as well. 120% reduced power consumption -0. Oh, okay, so if we have multiple of these, it will reduce power by 25%. We should be good to go anyway, so that should be fine to start. So we have started that. Max input and max output, power usage 6 megawatts. We should be good with that. Yeah, power storage is 35 large, 36 megawatts. Utilization is stuck at nothing at the moment, so that's interesting. We should be good to go, I think. We've definitely got our air intake and we've got our outputs here as well. Let's go ahead and start this up and see if it will work. So we've got this, so insufficient hot air. We have input of our technum and everything else, so that seems good. Our ignium ore input is a little bit slow, so let's go ahead and just double check that's doing okay. Yeah, it's just a bit slow because we've got a freight elevator. We'll probably have to set up something like that from over here, I think. Let's just figure out this hot air scenario, shall we? Let's just have a look. Building is operational but disabled. It can be enabled and its panel screen. Okay. So somewhere there should be a panel screen. All the way up here. It's a good job we've got a jetpack, isn't it? So let's start that. Utilization output 162,000. Yeah, we should be fine. Utilization 100%. Okay, so that seems good. Let's just check this. Insufficient hot air does take a while to warm up, so hopefully our hopper content should fill up by then. Yeah, we're taking quite a bit of power, but not too much power, so that's good. Let's just see if anything's happening here. Not yet, it's not. Probably going to take a while to warm up. We don't need any other inputs for it, I believe, so it should be good. We should be producing some sort of hot air as and when. Though it does say not all pipe connections have a set filter, so let's see if we can figure that out. I don't think that matters too much. We've got pipeline attachment input there and input there, so that seems pretty good. So we should be good. I think we just got to wait for our hot air to increase. Okay, so after a while and a little bit of fiddling around, we are still no further forward. Now I'm guessing our hot air isn't powerful enough with just the one, hence why it says that we get a power reduction when we have the same type and orientation of this here. So what I'm going to do is, I think now would be a good time to leave the episode there. Now we know how this works, and in between episodes what I'm going to do is completely get rid of all of this. I'm going to optimize this completely, and we are going to get it all set up and running efficiently. But at least we know how it all works, and we've delved into it a little bit. It is a lot more complicated than I first thought it would be, but that's not a bad thing because that was a very steep learning curve and I've learned quite a bit. Now hopefully you have liked the episode. If you have, make sure you hit that like button, and also make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's been Kryptonite here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.